this world, there is real evil in the darkest shadows and in the most ordinary places. These are the true stories of the innocent and the unimaginable. On Halloween night, Nick Webber leads his friends to a mysterious cemetery to seek the truth of a local legend that refuses to die. Stalked by angry spirits, the teenagers must face their fears of the unknown if they want to survive until dawn. Between the world we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. Every town has a legend. A haunted house cloaked in fantasy where children fear to tread. A hospital bustling with life that reeks of death. Everyday reminders of past transgressions, suicide, murder, blasphemy. The legends survive the years, feeding our imaginations and sometimes urging us to question our beliefs. Those who dare to experience the supernatural firsthand seek personal answers to timeless questions. When they tell their story, the legend is reborn for someone new. Green Lake, Wisconsin, once known as the village of Dartford, was settled in the mid-1800s. Lured by the majestic shores of Green Lake, pioneers built this small farming community on the trade of grain. As with most small towns, its history is rich in folklore and urban legend. Most tales are passed down for pleasure, but there are others whispered in the darkness, warning those who dare to uncover the truth. In the center of Green Lake lies an old cemetery, which stands as testament to the town's past and to those who once lived there. Legend says that it's haunted.
Let's go.
On dark nights, when they have nothing better to do, local teens test the legend for themselves.
I think I see the mausoleum.
I want to check out the Indian graves first. That is creepy. Come on, let's go.
Inside Dartford Cemetery is an old mausoleum, the final resting place of some of the town's pioneers.
So, who's going first?
This was her idea.
Okay. Okay, I'll go first.
So, what's supposed to happen now?
Now we wait.
This is stupid.
Tell him what happened on Halloween.
I will as soon as he gets up here.
Okay, so what happened on Halloween?
First of all, you have to remember, this happened to people from our school. People we know.
What?
You're gonna be late.
Halloween, 2005. 16-year-old Nick Weber lives with his mother in Montello, Wisconsin, 25 miles outside of Green Lake.
Get a move on, babe. Any big plans for tonight?
Oh, just the usual. Sex, drugs, ritualistic killings.
Where are my keys?
They're by the door, Mom.
Since the recent divorce of his parents, Nick doesn't see much of his mom.
My mom's work schedule and my school schedule didn't always work too well together.
Listen, I'm gonna be late tonight coming home, but I have leftovers in the fridge for you, okay? Ritualistic killings, huh?
Yeah, or I might just go over to Christian's house and watch movies.
Good. Happy Halloween, honey, and don't be late for school, okay?
Love you.
Love you.
Montello's population is only 1,400, so there are not a lot of things for teenagers to do around town. Nick looks for an interesting place where he and his friends can spend Halloween night.
I came across a website that had a database of different places in Wisconsin that had haunted locations.
Chad Lewis is the creator and webmaster of Unexplained Research. Lewis has spent over 10 years researching and collecting stories from people who have had paranormal experiences related to legends like the one surrounding the Dartford Cemetery.
I'm interested in folklore and urban legend, really out of the same reasons people have been interested in it since the beginning of time: curiosity. I don't know what happens when we die. I don't know if we're alone in the universe, but I really want to find this out.
After launching his website, Lewis was inundated with emails from young people performing what they call legend trips. Casual investigations of allegedly haunted places.
What they want is to go and visit these places and then decide for themselves whether or not they believe it's haunted.
Chad investigates and then profiles the legends he receives from his readers. One, the legend of Witch Road, gets a lot of attention. It was supposedly named after a witch that once lived there. Her house still stands in the woods.
One of my favorite stories about Witch Road is a couple were there with their 4-year-old son.
I'm gonna take some pictures of the house.
5 minutes, Jeff. Okay, I really don't like it out here.
What are you doing here?
Michael?
What are you doing? Who are you talking to?
He said he was talking to that nice little girl who lives in the woods.
Jeff? Jeff, we're leaving right now! leaving.
Others have had similar experiences on Witch Road. But the identity of the little girl remains a mystery. The ghost of Hilbert Road is another popular legend.
It should be right up ahead. The website said something about a tree on the right-hand side of the road. Well, slow down, I think I see it.
In the early 1900s, a young woman was killed on that road.
Hey man, are you all right?
Have you seen my daughter?
Dude, let's get out of here.
But yet it's not she that is haunting that place, it is her father.
The more popular legend trips propose a dare, something the seeker must do in order to prompt a supernatural occurrence. One example is the mausoleum in the center of Dartford Cemetery.
The dare is that if you stand or sit on the mausoleum, that someone or something will push you off.
Nick is intrigued.
I didn't necessarily believe in ghosts, but I always thought it was a possibility.
Later that afternoon, Nick tells his best friend about the local legend. He knows that if anyone is willing to take the dare, it's Christian Adams.
I have got an idea for tonight. We are going to a haunted cemetery.
Ooh, scary.
I looked it up.
One way I describe myself would be a troublemaker, kind of disregarded the rules.
Really, I looked up this website about the cemetery in Green Lake. It's an old pioneer cemetery, and people have supposedly seen all kinds of ghosts walking around in there. An Indian chief. There's this dare that if you sit on top of this mausoleum, a ghost will push you off.
Dude, you're gullible as hell. But I'm game, let's do it.
The dare intrigued us because it was actually something that we could try.
What are we doing?
What are you doing? Get off my car, John boy.
Nick and Christian hang out with John Lloyd.
In high school, we played a lot of prank jokes on a lot of people, and everybody knew us because of that.
We're going to a haunted cemetery tonight, John.
A cemetery? Nick, we need to get you a girlfriend.
No, you're really gonna love it.
No, dude, you got exactly 2 seconds to get off my car.
Look, I got baseball practice anyway. I'll see you guys later.
Peace. Dude, if I was you, I wouldn't tell John about the dare.
We didn't really want to tell him about the whole dare thing. He scares kind of easy, so we decided to just kind of withhold that information from him.
After school,
Christian, what? Come look at this.
The dare. If you sit on the roof of this mausoleum, a ghost will push you off.
I'm a Polish immigrant. I was raised by strict Roman Catholic parents, so as far as ghosts, I never really put much thought into it.
You don't actually believe this stuff, do you?
No, not really, but it will freak John out.
Hey, come on, then let's go get him.
Baseball season's over, Johnny. Give it up.
Don't you guys have anything better to do?
Are you going with us tonight or what, John?
Nah, I think I'd rather go to a party.
I did not like the idea of going to a cemetery on Halloween. There's no point to put yourself through something that is going to terrify you when you really don't have to.
Oh, come on, you big baby. We'll protect you.
I think I'm gonna spend my night among the living.
In this town, what difference does it make? Think about your friends. Think about your fans. You can't abandon us like this.
Come on, John. It'll be fun. I promise.
Okay.
All right, then stop sucking and let's roll.
I was raised to believe that there is no paranormal, that there is no such thing as ghosts, no haunted places, no haunted houses.
Are we going or what?
I thought you didn't want to go to the cemetery.
I want to go somewhere.
He's right. Let's get out of here.
So who's buried at this cemetery?
Bunch of old pioneers. Some Civil War soldiers.
Sounds like a blast.
One of them is an old Indian chief. He went to go pay tribute to the water gods one day. He never made it. Supposedly his spirit's still there, and he doesn't like it when people are in the cemetery at night.
Sorry! Stop! Give me a heart attack.
I'm sorry, honey. Oh, listen, you guys just have him home by midnight, okay?
So, who's she supposed to be? Marilyn Manson?
Good one.
This has potential.
When we first got a glimpse of the cemetery, it was the creepiest place I've ever seen.
Hey, you coming?
Did anybody bring a flashlight? But how are we supposed to see in there?
Good enough.
That's some real firepower.
It seemed like everything in the cemetery was watching you.
As we walked through the gravestones, you could see that they'd been worn down with time.
What are you doing?
It felt like something grabbed my leg.
Do not kid a kidder, Weber. Move your butt.
I had never felt anything like that in my life.
John, come stand right here.
No way.
Are you coming?
I went along and kind of put it behind me.
Knock, knock. Anyone home? Bring it out. Hello? Wakey, wakey.
I figured that provoking
Wake it up
a
in
ghost
there.
to
Come
do
on.
something might actually work.
Hello? Bring out your dead. I guess no one's home.
See how much you laugh when you got a mouthful of busted teeth.
John, I was just kidding.
This is stupid. I'm going back to the car.
John, look, you made him mad.
Yeah, I know.
Here, go get him.
John, wait.
After you screamed in my ear, I was not only terrified, but very angry. Nick knows that I don't like to be scared.
John, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were gonna freak like that.
I didn't. It's just I'm over this cemetery, and really, what's the point? Why don't we just go back to Montello and go to the party?
We were kidding, John. We'll go home soon, I promise. Truce for now. Let's go.
So, Nick, that Tina girl from my physics class definitely wants your body.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm serious. Have you seen the way she looks at you?
She does talk to you a lot.
But in the back of my head, there's that creepy feeling that There was somebody there that didn't want us there. I didn't really want to act afraid in front of my two buddies.
Look at this.
Christian notices a large crack in the mausoleum.
This wasn't here before we sat down, was it?
I don't think so. I think we should move.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I knew that that crack wasn't there before.
What are you doing?
We didn't do anything, John.
No, I'm not falling for another one of your pranks.
It felt like somebody had pushed me.
This wasn't a prank. We were standing right here.
Then someone else is here.
What?
What the hell was it then?
You probably just fell, John.
Yeah.
No, I was pushed off.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm serious. Something pushed me
It just so
off.
happened that the one person that we neglected to tell about Adair, that's the person that actually gets pushed off.
It worked. The dare, it actually worked.
What dare?
If you sit on this mausoleum, a ghost will push you off.
What? I'm going back to the car.
No, we can't go back to the car now. Don't you want to see if this is real?
I do know. I felt it.
I'm saying, I want to see if this is for real.
I guess I'll go back with him.
Okay? I'll see you two guys at the car.
Later.
I was intrigued by what had happened to John. This might actually be a more interesting night than we had hoped.
Do you think it's a good idea leaving Christian back there?
Why not? If he's so determined to find something, then let him find something.
I was worried about what might happen if we split up.
What? What is it? What is it?
It's probably just Christian trying to sneak up on us.
I'll go get him.
I'm going back to the car.
I thought I heard the sound of children. Why would there be children out this time of night near a cemetery?
John?
I kept getting the feeling that something was watching me, and I could see, like, shadows out of the corner of my eye.
John?
Christian? This isn't funny.
To see the names and dates to change on a headstone, they're changing for some odd reason, and I didn't want to be there to find out why.
Oh, stop it! It's Nick. It's me, John. It's all right. What's wrong?
I had not a clue what was happening.
Whatever was showing itself wanted us to leave.
Christian explores the oldest graves in the Pioneer section.
A lot of these tombstones had this kind of a bluish gleam around them. It was just really creepy because there's absolutely no reason why I should have been there. I noticed that there were these peculiar tombstones. They were very thin tombstones with this oval thing on top. I looked back and there was 5 of these weird looking tombstones. I know there was 7 when I looked the first time. At that point I became a lot more scared.
Okay, I know someone's here.
They were just standing there. What do I do if, they start coming towards me? Should I run?
What does the website say about the mausoleum?
It just says that if you sit on it, you'll be pushed off.
Well, who's buried there?
I don't know. Something's wrong with him. Christian, what happened?
Let's get out of here.
I didn't tell the guys about the experiences that I had because I felt like maybe I was the only one.
I didn't really want them to say that they saw the same things that I saw. If they'd have said that, then that would have really been too much for me to handle at that point.
For all of that to happen at once put so many questions in your head. That's probably why we weren't talking to each other, because we were thinking too much about what had happened.
See you tomorrow, man.
See you guys tomorrow.
Nick searches for any information about the cemetery that can help him come to terms with what happened there. The mausoleum is rumored to house the remains of several children who died of polio. But he can find no evidence of a crack on its surface.
I think that the crack may have actually been the way that they escaped from the mausoleum. It made me feel uneasy that we had possibly disturbed the spirits of these children. It just puzzled me why these things happened and why they happened to us.
Nick thinks his dream is a message from beyond.
The point of the dream was that I shouldn't go back.
The next day, he tells his friends everything.
My dream, it was weird. It wasn't just ghosts of dead people. It was, like, evil.
I saw two kids at the cemetery. They were standing right in front of me. I thought I was going crazy.
I saw something too.
Yeah, me too.
It was kind of surprising and reassuring to all of us that we all kind of had things happen to us.
You couldn't pay me to set foot inside another cemetery.
I don't know what would have happened if we had stayed there that night.
You're saying right in front of me.
It was a very scary and traumatic experience for me.
And the three of us know we're not crazy, right? Who the hell's gonna believe us?
As the story of Dartford Cemetery passes on from one person to the next, the legend trip continues.
I was pushed off.
It was evil.
After hearing the rumors and doing some research on his own, 18-year-old Corbin Van Buren and his friends visit the graveyard in the fall of 2006.
Let's go.
We were interested in going up just for the thrill. We figured everything we had heard was a joke.
I think I see the mausoleum.
I want to check out the Indian chief's grave first.
What is it?
I thought I heard something.
Don't worry about it.
As we were walking through the cemetery, we would hear twigs snapping behind us, leaves rustling around. We had the feeling of something following us.
Corbin inspects the grave of a fabled Indian chief.
The rumor about him was that you would see him walking around in his full uniform, full headdress.
That is creepy.
Let's go to the mausoleum.
Hang on. I said hang on.
There's somebody else here.
It's probably a family checking up on their relative's grave.
In the middle of the night?
Come on, let's go.
We saw what we thought to be a figure walking through the cemetery. At the time, we just thought it was maybe one of our friends playing tricks on us.
Now you have to remember.
Corbin tells his friends everything he has learned about the legend.
What?
Let's get out of here.
That's when we realized that it was not one of our friends trying to play a trick on us. All of us were scared to the point where we felt it wanted us out.
What was that?
I don't know, man.
We didn't know what happened. It was something that couldn't be naturally explained.
What happened to your arms?
The marks seem to be maybe an animal claw of some sort.
Corbin is struck by a sudden pain.
It felt like someone was just taking a knife and stabbing it right through my leg. We knew it wasn't anything from brush or trees or anything on that order. We knew it had to have been something that had gotten to us.
That night, Corbin compares his encounter with the ones posted on Chad Lewis's website.
After having that experience, we do believe the other stories that we had heard.
To this day, legend trippers continue to explore Dartford Cemetery, tempting fate and hoping to get an answer about what lies beyond the physical world. But John, Christian, and Nick will never return.
If we'd stayed there longer, who knows how physical they could have gotten. It was just a good thing that we had left when we did.
If there's spirits there, there could be spirits anywhere. Spirits might be all around us.
I think that the spirits are all still in the cemetery, but some things are better left alone.
A Southern California dream house turns into a nightmare after the family discovers a hidden room with a dark secret.
It's like a secret room.
Someone or something lurks in the shadows.
It was like a sledgehammer. Boom, boom, boom.
Stay here. Call the police.
I was terrified.
Will anger, vengeance, and fear break the family apart?
Something is in this house, Errol.
I don't know what to say.
Or worse?
I was fearful for my life.
In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. "30 miles outside of Los Angeles lies a suburb nestled in the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains. Founded in 1887, the town originally began as a railroad community, uniting Los Angeles to the citrus groves and ranches to the west.
It's kind of like a small town where you have the mountains that you can see. We decided that we wanted to buy a home, and we thought that that would be the best opportunity to start our new life.
Did I do it right?
You ready? Today's the day, right?
Yeah.
Come here.
In the fall of 2001, newlyweds Sherry and Errol and Sherry's 2 daughters move into a 3-bedroom house.
When Sherry and I decided to move in together, she was ecstatic.
We're gonna do this? Let's go.
It was beautiful. I loved the house. It was one of those homes that just had that sense of family.
What a great place for them to ride.
Here they go.
I have 2 daughters. Natalie's my 7-year-old. Danielle's my 5-year-old.
I had a special house in mind that I wanted for the kids as I would want for my own children. It's got a very large yard, but most of all, it was safe.
Sherry's mother, Sharon, lives a few hours away.
Oh boy, here we go.
Sherry and Errol got along quite well. The kids took to him, and seeing Sherry so happy, and Errol and the girls too, it made me happy.
You can do this. You're gonna do it. Are you set?
Yeah.
Okay. And go!
Oh my gosh.
Be careful.
It was everything she wanted and more. It was the perfect world.
For the next few days, Sharon helps her daughter unpack and organize the house.
It was late at night, and we decided to go out in the garage.
See, this is what I mean. If this weren't such a mess, I think I could at least fit 1 car in over here.
You know, if we move these boxes over here. So how's Errol liking his new job?
You know, I think he likes it a lot.
He's been gone a lot lately.
What in the world?
Did you know this was here?
No.
My mom and I found this secret room, and I found it quite odd that it was concealed.
Go get Errol. Tell him to bring me a flashlight. Come see what my mom found.
What's going on?
Well, it's like a secret room.
The first time I went into the room, my mind was going in 1,000 different directions. What is this room doing here? Why is this room here? Who put this room here? I mean, I was just trying to brainstorm as to what it could possibly be.
We noticed that there was a fluorescent light, and there was also this cabinet.
What do you think that's for? I don't know. This is strange.
It was very odd. It was not disclosed to us when we were buying the home. Like somebody was trying to keep a secret. But we didn't know if maybe this was just an honest mistake.
Honey, think of it as a bonus room.
It's creepy.
Come on. This is gonna be great. There's extra rooms, extra closet space. Listen, let's go get some dinner. Come on.
We just left it as, okay, so there's another room. We figured that it's just storage, and that was it.
For the next few weeks, while Sherry is in between jobs, she spends most of her days in the house by herself.
When we first moved in, I would be alone. The kids would be off at school. At the time, Errol was working quite a bit, so he was basically never really home. Whenever I would do laundry in the garage area by the secret room, I would feel that somebody was watching me. I knew that something wasn't right, but I brushed it off. I would start thinking that maybe it was just my imagination. I heard this thud noise, as if one of the kids had rolled out of bed. They were both wrapped up, very secure. Nothing fell. I checked their room.
Is everything okay?
Scared me.
Okay, let's go to bed. Come on.
Okay.
I was upstairs on the computer. I was looking for a job at the time. And I hear this faint noise of footsteps going up the stairs. At first, I thought that it was Errol, and I thought that maybe he was coming home from work early and he was gonna surprise me. I even turned around and I got up and I went to look at the top of the stairs to see if he was there.
Errol? Is that you?
And I didn't see anything.
Soon after moving into a suburban Los Angeles home with her new husband and 2 daughters, Sherry Musowski discovers her house has secrets.
What do you think that's for?
After stumbling upon a hidden room in the garage, Sherry is left with a growing paranoia she can't explain. It's as if someone or something evil lurks in the house.
I would be alone, the kids would be off at school, Errol would be at work.
Errol?
And I would feel that somebody was watching me.
Errol? Is that you?
I could hear these footsteps getting closer and closer. The feeling was so strong that I actually thought it was Errol standing beside me, touching my neck. I turned around and he's not there. This really freaked me out. I knew that it wasn't my imagination.
The physical contact leaves Sherry shaken, and she finally confesses her fears to her husband.
I swear, hun, something was here in the house. I heard footsteps on the stairs.
I'm sure there's a natural explanation. You said yourself, right on the fault line.
When Sherry started first expressing her concerns to me about the noises in the house, I really did not think that there was anything unusual.
You're not listening. Something touched me.
Errol brushed off a lot of the noises and the feelings that I would get because the house was located on the San Andreas Fault.
Hey, let's just get some rest. It's gonna be okay.
I believe what I see.
I knew that I was not alone. I knew that I wasn't crazy. And I knew that there was something happening inside of that house.
A few days later, Sherry's mother, Sharon, spends the night.
I visited, often to help take care of the girls. The girls, they liked me to stay in their room when they went to sleep. And I'd either read or watch television. The door slowly opened, and I felt like somebody was watching me.
Sherry? Errol?
In that amount of time, they couldn't have made it back to that room and closed their doors without making a sound. I don't scare easily, but I was frightened.
Also fearing for her grandchildren, Sharon is compelled to share her experience with Sherry.
So you said you wanted to talk to me about something. The other night, when I stayed in the girls' room, the door opened on its own. But I felt that someone was there.
Sherry and I started noticing and becoming aware of things that were happening.
I've been having similar experiences.
I knew that there was some type of paranormal activity. Somebody else was experiencing it as well. It wasn't just me.
I think the house is haunted.
Everything that I was saying finally started to make some sense.
I've tried to talk to Errol about it. He doesn't understand, or maybe he just thinks I'm crazy. I believe you.
We realized that it started when we first found the secret room.
Sherry decides to research the history of the home.
I pulled up the title of the house to see the previous owners, and I wanted to see if anything happened at the house prior to us owning it. I even went to the police department. I gave them the address, and I asked them if they had any type of calls that were at the house, and they went back on their records, and they said no, and they said that basically the house was, pretty quiet.
With no evidence that a traumatic event took place in the house, Sherry avoids discussing the haunting with Errol. But keeping her feelings bottled up begins to eat away at their relationship.
When Errol basically ignored what I was trying to tell him about the house, it really bothered me. Not only did it make me feel insecure, but it also made me feel that he wasn't listening to me.
Is dinner almost done?
It'll be a while.
I was just gonna chill the bottle of wine.
If you want to.
I thought she was overreacting. We were both on edge a lot.
What was that?
It was like a sledgehammer against the wall. It rocked the whole house.
And the sound is coming from the garage.
Call the police!
Soon after newlyweds Errol and Sherry and her 2 daughters move in, Sherry is convinced their house is haunted and that the source lies in a secret room off the garage.
This is strange.
But Errol doesn't believe in ghosts. With each passing day, Sherry finds herself growing more resentful of her husband.
I heard footsteps on the stairs.
I'm sure there's a natural explanation.
I just thought we lived in an older house and it could be explained by normal causes.
I was very upset. He just didn't even believe me. He didn't even really listen to me. I knew that there was something happening inside of that house.
Is dinner almost done?
It'll be a while.
It sounded like somebody was in the garage, taking their fist and banging against the wall.
Boom, boom, boom.
I was terrified.
Call the police!
Don't go out there!
The banging was so loud that it would have broken the stucco. I don't know how that was achieved without damaging the wall. I just couldn't figure it out.
Errol cannot locate the source of the mysterious banging. Police officers arrive to inspect the exterior of the house.
Ma'am, sir, we walked around the house. We didn't see any signs of forced entry. We didn't see anything unusual, anything out of the ordinary. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Did you check on that one side that, you know?
So we checked around the
nothing?
doors, around the windows. We checked everywhere. We didn't see anything unusual. No. I'm sorry.
The officers made sure that they walked the whole outside of the house, the whole outside perimeter. They checked everything. They didn't find any footprints.
I mean, don't hesitate to call us anymore if you hear something, okay?
Okay.
I'm
right.
sorry.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, you too. What do you think that was?
I don't know.
Something is in this house, Errol.
I don't know what to say.
That's what I keep talking about.
For the next few weeks, the couple remains on edge. While Sherry is convinced that opening the secret room has unlocked something evil, Errol struggles to make sense of the unexplained noises.
After that happened, I was giving everything a second look. I heard 2 girls whispering and then laughing. Sherry let the kids go to sleep by television, so I figured it's one of those shows that they're watching on TV. When I went in there, they were definitely asleep. These kids were out. I really was perplexed. I didn't know what to think. It sent chills right up my back.
A few days later, Errol is working in the garage.
I felt like someone was looking at me.
For more haunting, visit destinationamerica.com. On the outside, this suburban Los Angeles house and family looked like any other. Mom, stepdad, 2 girls, living a normal life. But the discovery of a dark, hidden room may have awakened an evil presence. Errol is reluctant to believe their dream house is haunted until his curiosity gets the better of him and he goes exploring.
Pretty much fed up with everything that was going on and wanted to know what was up with that house. There was no mistaking that something had put their hand on my shoulder. I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do. That's when I realized that there was something going on in the house that wasn't normal. It was the first time in my life I had felt afraid.
I'm home.
Hey, come here. Sit.
What?
Sit down.
Go on. Okay.
I felt this hand. I mean, Sherry, I felt this man's hand on my shoulder. And a few weeks ago, I swear I heard little girls giggling.
Now the family has detected 3 ghosts, a menacing male and 2 little girls. But the reason for the haunting remains a mystery.
I knew that he finally was witnessing what I had witnessed. The noises and the feelings of being touched on my neck. All the things that I was trying to tell him, he now got to see that I wasn't making any of this stuff up. It made me feel a lot better that I wasn't alone.
That's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
I knew that whatever this thing was, this spirit or entity, I knew that it was gonna get worse in time. We needed to do something.
Errol, can you come here, please?
Devout Catholics, Sherry and her mother conduct research on how to rid the house of ghosts.
I had read up on a couple of websites where they had said, take holy water, say a prayer, also hold a crucifix, and bless the house.
I was scared for all 4 of them, but I also felt helpless because I felt like there was nothing I could do.
I'm gonna take this.
Okay, I'll take this. Why don't you take that? Your mom sent it for us.
Errol is of Turkish descent. They have this cultural item. It's called an evil eye. You put it in an area of your home where you would like to ward off evil.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
It couldn't hurt. All right, so each doorway.
Sherry uses holy water her mother brought back from a shrine in Lourdes, France, considered by many to be one of the holiest places on earth.
In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. Bless this house. Why don't you hang that on the garage door? In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. Bless this house.
I just thought, if that made her feel better, that was okay with me. But I didn't put any credence in it at all. You're trying to move a mountain with your fingertip, it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
For the next few days, the home is peaceful.
After I did my own blessing of the home, it seemed like the general energy in the house was very calm, and I felt very hopeful that it cleared whatever it was in the house. It got rid of it.
Both Sherry and her husband Errol have had frightening encounters with a strong, evil male ghost in their home. Errol has also heard the ghostly sound of little girls laughing. One night, while Errol is out of town, Sherry and her daughters Natalie and Danielle spend the night alone.
What's wrong, hon?
I don't want to sleep in here.
My younger daughter, she was hysterical.
Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. What's the matter?
Yes, there is. She's right, Mom. There are these 2 little girls.
My oldest daughter said there were these kids that were talking and they were giggling, and she couldn't get them to stop.
You know what? Come. We'll just sleep in my bed tonight. Here, hon.
But are the ghost children more sinister than they appear?
I felt that I had no control. I really felt at that point that whatever this thing was, it was taking over my home.
After a failed attempt to rid the house of the spirits herself, Sherry invites an expert to investigate the secret room.
I come originally from Germany. I'm a psychic medium, a healer, and a soul empath because I can tune into souls. When I tuned into the energy of the house, the first thing I wanted to check whether the spirit came from outside or was it something which is actually attached to the location itself.
She was my last resort. She was the only person that I felt could put an end to this.
The side of the house where the garage was, that seemed to me the focal point. The secret room felt sad. It felt full of sorrow. It didn't seem as dark as a demon, but it was pretty intense. Definitely a lot of aggressive energy, frustrated energy.
Suddenly, Claudia has a vision of an event that took place in the secret room.
I saw this man laying in a corner, alone. He seemed to be involved in the drug business. It seemed this man had died a violent death, possibly a drug overdose.
There is someone here in the house with you. It's a man.
And Claudia warns he's dangerous.
This dark spirit, his life was cut short. He envied anybody who had a family, children, a wife. His family left him and he became cruel because he was using drugs or dealing with drugs.
Sherry is stunned. When she searched the history of the house, she never came across a record of a man overdosing.
Because his life got cut short, he wanted to make us miserable. He didn't want us to have a happy family and live a happy life.
But what about the little girl ghosts? Claudia explains that they are really the ghost man in a different form.
By using children, this male spirit was a great manipulator. This spirit was tricky enough to use children's voices to get their attention. And then once the children's voices were heard, then he could gain more power.
I was terrified. I knew that it was going to get worse.
Claudia gathers the necessary ingredients to cleanse the house. Instead of using holy water, Claudia uses highly flammable alcohol. If it ignites, they will know they are not alone.
This is going to let you know when the spirit is present. That's when you need to be the most focused. You have to reclaim your home. Can you do that?
I think so.
Okay.
Saint Michael, the Archangel.
She started praying and she prayed her heart out.
Defend us in battle.
Stand beside us, behind us, in front of us, above us, below us, and protect us from the evil snares of the devil. Saint Michael, take this evil entity back to wherever it is he belongs.
This cleansing was really, really intense. The heat was tremendous.
You have no business here.
She became the flame. She became the light.
This is not your home. Leave this family in peace. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. The presence is gone.
The energy in the house was very calm, and it didn't seem as heavy.
For weeks, the family experiences no paranormal disturbances.
What are your shoulders?
No, I don't think so.
I was very hopeful that I was going to get my house back.
Yeah, that would be terrible. You created a monster already.
What the hell?
Girls, stay here.
The door was just going back and forth, shaking. We knew there was no one on the other side.
This was clearly a spirit.
What is it? What is it?
For the last 9 months, a family of 4 has been haunted by a forceful and imposing entity.
And protect us from the evil snares of the devil.
The medium warns it's the ghost of an angry drug addict who lost his family to his addiction before dying of an overdose.
This male figure, which was so hateful and envious towards what Errol and Sherry had as a couple, he was this very dark and negative spirit.
After the house is cleansed, the family believes the ghost is gone.
I'm gonna laugh now.
It seemed like the general energy in the house was very calm.
You're good.
I was very hopeful that the blessing was going to work.
What the hell?
Girls, stay here.
The door was just going back and forth, shaking.
This was clearly the male spirit, and he wasn't going to leave.
What is it? What is it?
Honey, we need to get the girls out of here.
Let's go. Come on. Come on.
They realize the ghost is back.
And that's when I made the decision. I can't stay here. I can't live with this anymore. I was done.
While Errol rushes the girls out of the house, Sherry packs a few essentials.
There was nothing that was going to make me stay in the home. There was nothing that was going to convince me that things would get better. All of a sudden, I felt pressure of 2 hands forcefully push me so far that I fell. That was the most terrifying thing I have ever gone through in my life. That's when I knew that this entity, this male spirit, was dangerous. I knew that this man now wanted to hurt me. It's the worst feeling to know that you've got no defense. That was the day that I actually moved out of the house, and I moved the girls out of the house. I didn't go back.
The family moves in with Sherry's mother while they consider their options.
Errol went ahead and he put the house up for sale.
Eventually, they are able to sell what was once their dream house. As for the newlyweds, Sherry and Errol, the stress of going through the haunting takes a toll on their relationship. After less than a year of marriage, they make the decision to split up.
This entity absolutely led to my divorce, absolutely. This ruined our chances of having a happy life together.
You're not listening.
I'm a guy that normally figures things out, takes control, fixes the situation. You know, I don't focus on the problem. I focus on the solution. At some point, I knew there was no solution.
Sherry and her daughters eventually start over in a nearby town.
It was very hard to see my daughters afraid, to the point of where I knew that they didn't want to be in the house. That was one of the hardest things that I had to do, and it really bothered me. I'm happy at the fact that at least we were able to get out of the home and we were able to live a happier life, going our separate ways. But I'll never forget what we went through.
I think this whole situation did leave a bad taste in my mouth because I lost my family, I lost our dream house.
Watching her daughter's life torn apart has left Sherry's mother heartbroken.
I think that feeling of just feeling helpless and you can't help someone that you love that much and you'd do anything for them, that's the worst feeling. Actually, worse than anything else you can imagine.
It was all taken away because of this male spirit. He won. My marriage lost, he won.